Time to go chop suey on the floor. War Machine, episode 11. Oh shit, I think I pulled something. So here we are. The momentous occasion is upon us. I'm finally getting to stick the second half of this floor in. The downside to doing all of this is the prep work. If you prep all the panels properly, it takes forever it seems like it takes forever to ever really get any work done. That's the downside to it. But if you prep it right, it fits together better, it welds together better, it makes for a much better finished product. That's with body work, with paint, with just about anything really. If you take the time initially to prep it right, it just makes the product better in the end. So I've got the section of floor that we saw just earlier that I've been getting ready to go to set in here. The plan is hopefully I'll set it in here. It's going to sit on these wood blocks on the frame. It's going to sit down over this. This is the factory flange. I just cleaned it up, dusted a little etch over it. Then, I cut an inch out of the front of the other floor. Now, I went on my other cab on the 2000 model, and I measured from the back of the cab to the back seat bolt or the stud in the floor section where it is in the factory cab. Now, remember that floor was that cab is 6 inches longer front to rear than this cab. So I wasn't able. It had 15 inches from the back of the cab to that seat bolt. I don't have that much. So what I did is I took an inch out of the floor here. I cut that section out. That way I can mount it where I need, and then I can put the amount of floor behind it. I can finish all that in, however I need. The important thing is getting the seat located in the right spot. So what I did is I set up inside that cab. I moved my seat forward just a little bit so I was still nice and comfortable sitting in that cab, and I thought, okay, I can work with this. Then I measured that. It's about 11 inches from the back of the cab to where that seat bolt is. So hopefully if all my measurements are right, I should be able to sit this floor in. Hopefully it'll sit nicely on this flange right here. Then I can put some screws in it in place, and then I've got the seat that came out of this donor cab. I've got that old raggedy seat out there. So once I get this all screwed together, I'll get that raggedy seat and stick it in here and jump up in here and probably pretend like I'm driving around like a big dork if all my measurements are right and the seat fits like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna go grab this piece of floor and sit it over in here, and let's cross both sets of fingers here and toes that all my measurements are right, and this guy's gonna sit right in here the way I hope it will. So here we go. Good thing I'm not using that door panel. This is not super light. Would have been nice to have had a buddy to help out. Okay. Well, that don't look too bad so far. Still a couple screws in it and see what we get. Alright. There's one. See if I can get over on the other side. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna kind of be in front of you here for just a second here. Let's see if I can't turn you just a bit. Let's see if I... Alright, so I'll try to line this up on here the best I can. It still kind of sits on the factory location a little bit here, which is what I was hoping for. Hey, that's not too bad so far. It's pretty nice actually. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get another couple screws in it. Right here's a good place. Actually, it's not a good place. Right here would be. See, this is one of those spots where I've got a big gap. I don't know if you can see it or not. I've got a gap big enough I can kind of stick my finger in there, so I can't just use the screw to pull the two together. I'm gonna have to reach through from the bottom side, push this trans hump up into this section of floor. That way it fits nice and tight. Once I get the first screw to grab, it should pull it up into place no problem. So I just got to back it out as my threads are kind of grabbing right now. Let's see if I can get under here and push this guy up. Well, I did get it pulled up together. Dadgummit. How much man is that? Well, I got it to drill through, but I gotta get pushed up enough so the threads will catch. Whew. Okay. We're kind of cooking with grease. All right, so problem right now is this. I got a gap on each side right here. I've got the center of the transom. It's pulled together pretty good, but just basically this area right here on this second section of floor is a little bit wider than this first section. So, okay, well, I was getting ready to take the thing out, and when I realized that it really wasn't necessary to take it all the way out, I just kind of slid it back out of the way enough, which kept me from having to deal with this by myself because I'm kind of old and my back isn't great. So this thing's kind of heavy. It's got that whole reinforcement under it, so any amount of times that I can eliminate me having to lift it are a good thing. So let me show you what I did. So I made a cut here, 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 and here. Okay, I did it. So basically I went ahead and relieved it in 2 spots. So our problem was we had a gap right up through here. It fit pretty good here, but I had a gap here. So what I wanted to do is be able to bend it up enough right here so it'll come out and meet this flush. Well, then I went ahead and I cut it enough so that I could go ahead and bend this up, because if you remember a minute ago I was pushing hard on it from the bottom trying to get it to come up to meet this. Well, if I'm cutting it anyway, might as well cut it and relieve it enough so that I can pull this guy up. It doesn't matter if I pull it a little bit too far, because if it's up a little bit much, when I push the floor down against it, it's just going to make it all fit more snug, which will make it weld up better anyway. So I'll pull this out a little over here, this little spot here. I mean, yeah, it creates more welding for me to have to do, but I mean, I don't really care about that. It's just burning wire. I don't care nothing about that. I was born to weld. So let's see what we get going on here. Kind of slick the way it just rode that wood down. Let's see here. See if we can get her to slide back in where our other bolt holes were and line back up. There's that one. Let's jump over to the other side. Let's see. Put my block of wood back under here. There, let's see what we got going on here. That one. Let's see if I can get you where you see a little better here. Alright, so got our screw started and see what we got going on here. Yeah, so it's already better than it was. Still not quite as far as I want. Let's see here. Sorry. Told you, I'm not Spielberg. I don't know if you can see, there's still a little bit of a gap there. It's not bad. Let me see if I can go in and grab it and show you real good here what we're working with. All right, so here you go. You can see how it all lays together. There was the factory flange spot right there. You can see we cut a good chunk off of it. All the way across here, it's sitting right in that factory, that little factory recess right there. Got a nice snug fit. And then you can see where I made the cut to relieve it so it would bend out right there. We're good. Right here, we're starting to get a gap. Got a gap there, there, there. But, see, we got our relief cut right here. So you can see how big the gap is. And you can see it's pretty good size. Now, what I'll do is I'll screw it here. When it'll pull it up snug, I'll screw it here, let it pull it up, and I'll work it all the way across, and I'll let it pull that floor out to meet it. That way I get a nice fit. Same with up here. I'll put the first screw in, it'll pull it up, and then I'll just work my way across so that it pulls it up nice and snug. You see the gap on this side, which is considerably larger, but I haven't got the floor pulled up tight right here yet either. I reckon even if nobody ever watches these that I put on YouTube, it'll be a great video diary of how I built it if I ever sell the stupid thing, huh? Because right now the video camera is kind of like what Wilson was to Tom Hanks on Castaway. Oh, let's see here, see if I can get her to pull it together. I did measure just a minute ago, before I moved the floor back. I did measure. I have 10 3/8 of an inch to my bolts right here. I knew it was going to be pretty close. I was hoping for 11, so I did miss it by a little bit, but I think it's going to work out all right, to be honest with you. I think it'll be fine. I'm going to get this all screwed and fitted in place. I'm really just kind of swinging for the fence here because I'm counting on it that I'm going to be able to make it work. That may turn out to be a really stupid mistake, but whatever. It won't be the first one I ever made. So once I get this all screwed and fitted in place, I'll get my son to come and help me, and we'll bolt this seat in here and see how it fits. Hopefully it fits pretty good. So I'm gonna keep screwing and hopefully y'all keep watching. All right, so I don't know if you can see that now. I hope so. That fits all really nice and flush. That'll weld up really good. And this spot right here where I cut that relief in it, that'll weld up no problem. Up here, this is gonna have a pretty big gap right here. I'll show you that after I get it all screwed in just a minute. That's gonna have a pretty big gap. What I may end up doing is, like I said, on the other side over there, I may end up just making a piece of metal right there and just kind of sectioning the floor in right there. Whew, it's actually pretty sturdy. I can actually sit up on it. That's nice. Because this little edge on this on this rocker right here is sharp. It was almost cutting my ass off. Let's see here. Let me take you on a quick tour. All right. Now, see how it lays in over top of the factory floor? Nice and flush. Actually, yeah, it's all good and flush. See all the way across through there. Now you can see how much better it fits all the way up through there. See that great big old gap right there? That's how much I had to relieve that thing to get it to come up. So I will say that I'm not gonna just put a gigantic nasty weld right there. What I'm gonna do is I'll make a plate that comes out, ties it in a triangle right there, and I'll plug weld it, and then I will come in from the bottom, and I will still weld this in from the bottom. That I'll have a good plate there that I can weld to it though. You see how it fits nice and flush all the way across. Then you see this big old opening over here. I'll do the same thing there. I'll tie it in. I'll make a nice big plate with a piece of triangle, plug weld it all in together, finish it off nice. Go ahead and MIG all this crap in from the bottom, fill all them holes up, tie it all together so it'll be strong. That one down there, I can weld that up no problem. That's no big deal. But you see how everything sits up nice. Should weld really good. I'm excited. So next step for me is going to be I'll have to get my son down here. We'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm done for tonight. I gotta go upstairs and do a little bit of editing for you guys. Hopefully I can pump out another episode or two here soon. So hang in there. Remember, like, subscribe, hit that notifications button. That way you know every time I post something. Have no idea how many episodes this is going to go, but we're going to see this dude until we mobbing down the highway hitting switches. So hang in there. It's getting better. It's getting better. We're going together. It's going to be cool.